And it's all gone wrong for her. And Meghan doesn't like things going wrong for her. And Harry has very little to add to the party, but that isn't enough to satisfy him. So I think there's a huge crisis coming, which will redouble all the problems for King Charles and William.
He's now considering all options, including legal routes, to stop his younger brother, who he views as a treacherous soul these days, from exploiting Princess Diana. Prince William doubles down. According to multiple sources, it's now a matter of when, not if, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Harry was, I think it was at a public function in LA and made no mention of it either.
So William is not taking any more crap from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Prince William is said to be prepared to take legal advice over plans by his brother Prince Harry to produce a documentary marking the 30th anniversary of their mother, Princess Diana's death. Project sources have told Radar Online the future king finds the project sickening and deeply depressing and distressing. Their words actually are distressing, I should get that right. Harry and his wife Meghan are understood to be developing the Diana documentary project as part of their multi-million-dollar deal with the streaming service following their decision to step back from royal duties. Sources said the film would examine Diana's life, her treatment by the media and the monarchy, and the impact of her death on her sons. That when it comes to the crown, William was particularly disgusted by the fact that not only did they recreate the death scene, they stored a smashed up version of the car, they made their mum come back to life, they were really creepy in terms.
Give your photo up. So Maureen, there it is. There's a slow-mo. Oh, yeah.
The eyes.
You can't miss. Darling, this is the whole reason we're here. That's really what she's saying there. Look into the damn camera and get me my shot. If you're not looking, then they're not looking at me.
So there's a couple of things about that. This is what Mark Bowden calls trophy behavior.
Oh.
So in doing this, Meghan is showing off her trophy. And she's trying to animate the trophy to make sure that we're communicating that the trophy is as much in love with me as I am with him.
Public between brothers. William felt it deeply. Harry was able to throw it out the door the moment Meghan Markle came along. And I just think William will absolutely consult with lawyers. He might make a threat, but in reality, I don't believe he will be able to stop this project on a legal basis.
I think he genuinely hates.
Oh, I do too.
But she doesn't.
Oh, no, she loves it. And, you know, the other thing is, like, you go, those seats are very coveted, even among celebrities.
And very expensive.
Courtside seats. And if you go to play.
Welcome back to the channel. We have covered the financial crimes. We have covered the yachting whispers. But today, we are looking at a betrayal so profound, so lacking in basic human empathy, that it has officially triggered the nuclear response from Kensington Palace. For weeks, the world held its breath as Catherine shared her devastating cancer diagnosis. It was a moment that stopped the globe, a moment that demanded respect, a moment that demanded silence. But inside the Montecito mansion, silence is never about respect. Silence is a strategy. We are receiving explosive reports from high-level sources within Kensington Palace that the Prince of Wales has officially broken protocol. Prince William is no longer playing the PR game. The enforcer has finally entered the chat. And he isn't coming for an apology. He is coming for a total narrative collapse. William has uncovered a digital trailer-coordinated, deeply cynical operation hatched by Meghan Markle to hijack the global sympathy surrounding Kate's illness. This was not a clumsy PR mistake. This was a strike of surgical precision, meant to center the Duchess of Sussex in a tragedy that did not belong to her. Let us look at the forensic anomalies. While the public was digesting the heartbreaking video released by the palace, the Sussex network was already moving in the shadows. We are talking about the immediate, unnatural spike in articles framing Meghan as the compassionate peacemaker. We are talking about the coordinated leaks to sympathetic American journalists, suggesting Meghan had reached out privately, suggesting Meghan was ready to forgive. William unlocked the box. What he revealed was a crisis management blueprint, a digital footprint that proves premeditation. Meghan was allegedly preparing a brand rollout, and the cancer announcement threatened to bury her media cycle. Her solution: do not retreat, co-opt the narrative. She wanted to be seen as the ultimate savior, the bigger person extending an olive branch across the Atlantic. But William intercepted the playbook. He knows that Meghan relies on ambiguity. She relies on the fact that people are too scared to speak. But William is not scared. He is eerily calm. And the evidence he just secured is about to drop the guillotine on the final shred of the Sussex illusion. The narrative has shifted from persecuted princess to international grifter. The House of Sussex is crumbling, and the enforcer is holding the sledgehammer. Let us look at the timeline. You do not execute a media pivot of this magnitude without a blueprint, and you certainly do not attempt to overshadow the future Queen of England without a network of enablers. To understand the sheer audacity of what Prince William just exposed, we must look at the pattern. This behavior fits the diagnostic criteria of a narcissistic collapse perfectly. We have seen this before. We saw it when a photographer magically appeared to capture a private walk through a veteran cemetery. We saw it when a tragedy in Texas was used as a backdrop for a photo op. The Sussex lore is built on a very specific foundation, establishing the Duchess as the main character in someone else's tragedy. But this time, the target was not a distant event. The target was the crown itself. Our sources reveal that the intelligence dossier William compiled contains forensic metadata that is absolutely chilling. We are talking about the digital fingerprints of a PR rollout. That was being frantically edited the exact moment Catherine's video hit the global feeds. Kensington Palace cyber specialists intercepted a series of pitched narratives sent from Archewell affiliates to the American media syndicate. The same friendly journalists who have acted as the Sussex mouthpieces for years were allegedly fed a very specific, very calculated storyline. The directive was clear. Frame Meghan Markle as the bigger person. Frame her as the compassionate sister-in-law who immediately dropped everything to heal the rift. But the timestamps on these leaked pitches are the smoking gun. They show no hesitation. They show no human shock. While the rest of the world was wiping away tears, the Montecito War Room was drafting SEO-optimized headlines. The focus was never on Catherine's recovery. The focus was on Meghan's grace. It was a monetization of illness designed to launder her hemorrhaging public image using the unassailable sympathy generated by Kate. William Reed. He read the emails suggesting that this fabricated reconciliation could be woven into their next streaming deal. Intellectual property. That is what his wife's cancer diagnosis was to them. Content, the Prince of Wales realized in that moment that the boundary had not just been crossed, it had been erased. The silence he maintained for years was weaponized against him. But the enforcer is silent no more. The evidence is verified. The network is exposed. And the illusion of the compassionate Duchess has been surgically dismantled. The operation to hijack the crown's grief failed. And now, the recoil is heading straight for California. Let us take you inside the Montecito mansion right now. It is 2 a.m. Pacific time to understand the reality of the Sussex experiment. You must understand the atmosphere of this house. It is not a home. It is a bunker. Listen to the silence. It is the silence of a fortress under siege. There are no children laughing in the hallways. There are no toys scattered across the immaculate staged rugs. There is only the sterile humming quiet of an operation that is rapidly hemorrhaging control. Harry is in the study. He looks completely hollowed out. He is pacing the floor, the frantic, exhausted pacing of a man who is slowly realizing he is the victim of a recruitment operation, and the exit doors have been welded shut. Meghan is not pacing. She is sitting at the massive oak desk, illuminated only by the cold blue light of her laptop screen. She is not crying for her sister. She is not processing the human tragedy of a young mother facing a terrifying diagnosis. She is furious. "They are freezing us out," she hisses. Her voice is sharp, calculated, entirely devoid of the breathy warmth she uses on podcasts. William is blocking the narrative. I sent the statement to the network. I offered the olive branch. He is making us look petty. Harry stops pacing. He looks over her shoulder at the screen. He sees the drafts. He sees the emails sent to Marcus and the PR team. And then he sees the times. The forensic reality hits him like a physical blow. "You wrote this before we even watched her video, Meg," Harry says. His voice is a cracked whisper. "She has cancer. And you were calling the crisis team to see how it affected the lifestyle brand rollout." Meghan does not flinch. She does not apologize. She relies on her greatest weapon, the reframe. "I am protecting us, Harry," she snaps, her eyes locked on the screen. "The institution will use this to make us irrelevant. If we do not lead with compassion, we lose the moral high ground. We have to be the saviors here, or they will erase us." Harry hears the phrase and feels physically sick. It is not a human sentiment. It is a slogan, a branding exercise. He looks at his wife and sees the mask slipping entirely. The illusion of the empathetic, soulful Duchess is gone, replaced by the cold, surgical calculus of a CEO whose product line is threatened by someone else's pain. The silence in the room returns. Heavier this time, Harry realizes he is trapped. He is standing in a mansion bought with the currency of family betrayal. Realizing that his wife views a life-threatening illness as nothing more than a PR obstacle to be managed. The narrative collapse is happening right in front of him. And across the ocean, the enforcer has already initiated the audit. Let us shift the scene to London. It is evening at Buckingham Palace, while Harry is suffocating in the California bunker. The enforcer is executing a masterclass in surgical precision. For years, we were told Prince William was taking the high road. We were told it was the royal motto of never complain, never explain. But today, we know the truth. The silence wasn't passivity. It was preparation. William is sitting in his study. He is eerily calm. On the desk in front of him is a single file folder. It contains the forensic dismantlement of every single claim the Sussex PR machine tried to push regarding Catherine's illness. The Palace cyber team did not just intercept the emails. They verified the metadata. They tracked the exact moments the network attempted to seed stories of Meghan's tears and olive branches to friendly tabloids. This was not a family reaching out. This was a hostile corporate takeover of a global tragedy, and Prince William just initiated the liquidation protocol. He does not call Harry. He does not demand an apology. The enforcer bypasses the family entirely and goes straight for the financial jugular. We are receiving reports that the men in gray suits were dispatched directly to the corporate boardrooms in Los Angeles. The message delivered to the Hollywood elites, the streaming executives, and the talent agencies was terrifying in its simplicity. The Crown provided verified proof that Meghan Markle was actively weaponizing the Princess of Wales's health crisis for brand engagement. They showed them the timestamps. They showed them the drafts. The response was immediate. The Hollywood freeze is now an absolute blockade. You cannot represent a client in a scheme. This morally bankrupt without destroying your own firm's reputation. The friends who used her for clout are now terrified. And then there is the silence from the A-list. The phone calls have stopped. The text messages are going unanswered. Meghan Markle thought she could play a PR game with the future king's family, but she forgot one crucial rule. Never go all in against the house, because the house doesn't just hold the cards. The house owns the casino. The illusion is shattered. The philanthropic mask is gone, and Meghan is experiencing the one thing she cannot survive: irrelevance. The narrative collapse is total, and the audit has only just begun. We have arrived at the terminus. The emails have been exposed. The Hollywood blockade is complete. The forensic metadata that Prince William secured did not just stop a PR campaign. It dismantled the entire architecture of the Sussex brand inside the Olive Garden mansion. The paranoia is total. Meghan Markle is standing in the wreckage of her own ambition. She thought she had leverage. She thought she could quell the crown's grief and emerge as the global savior. Instead, she has handed the executioner the axe. The phone lines are dead. The political shield has evaporated. There is no one left to leak to. The friends who used her for clout are now terrified of the inevitable fallout. She is experiencing the one thing she cannot survive: irrelevance and Prince Harry. He is sitting alone in the ruins of his life, realizing that the audience isn't cheering for them anymore. He realizes now that the last 7 years were a hallucination. He was living in a Truman Show directed by his wife. The woman he surrendered his entire existence for viewed his family's ultimate tragedy as intellectual property. But this is not just the end of a media hustle. It is the endgame. Prince William, the enforcer, has delivered his final warning. The institution is no longer playing defense. They hold the digital hard drives. They hold the verified drafts of the crisis management playbook. If Meghan Markle attempts to spin this, if she attempts to launch one more victim narrative, the palace will not issue a polite denial. They will release the raw files. The simulation is over. The scriptwriters have put down their pens. The actors have left the stage. All that remains is the cold, hard reality of justice. The curtain falls. The audience has left. There is no escape. When the history books are written, they will not remember Meghan Markle as a victim. They will remember her as the woman who tried to weaponize a future queen's tragedy, only to be systematically erased by the future king. The House of Sussex has fallen, not by a tabloid rumor, not by a leaked diary, but by the surgical precision of the crown. Thank you for joining us on this investigative journey. The truth is undefeated, and the receipts are eternal. Until next time, keep watching the shadows. Because the shadows, remember,